I can't believe it, there are only 3 episodes left of From Season 3, and yes, I am frustrated at the lack of answers, but darn it, they keep pulling me back in.
Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in.
In this video, we'll be going over the latest trailer and picks for episode 308 to see what might be in store as we near the end of the season. As always, I've left a link to the trailer in the description, so after you've given it a look, make sure not to pull a Fatima and run away. Now let's get into it. After last episode's insane cliffhanger with the death of Tilly, our trailer picks up with Fatima and Ellis on the run. Here we can see them in some sort of shed in the woods. No doubt they've taken Tilly's advice to run. Now I've seen a lot of people online saying that Tilly's death means our suspicions of her were unfounded. Just because Tilly dies doesn't mean she's not serving a higher purpose, and a purpose that might be in service of a malevolent entity. From day one, Tilly took an interest in Fatima. It was actually her who knew Fatima was pregnant before anyone else, stating that she could just tell because she had 4 children of her own. It feels to me like Tilly's death was necessary in order for Fatima to flee and continue on the next step of her journey. That's why Tilly says to run instead of something like help me or how could you do this. She wants Fatima, who she knows is with a potentially demonic child, to link up with Elgin and the Kimono Woman. Tilly either knows or is guided by an entity that has a greater plan. Fatima tells Ellis that whatever is inside her is still there. Last episode we saw her writhe in pain as something moved around her stomach, but the big concern for Fatima is, quote, what if it happens again? It's almost as if she's saying that this thing inside her is what made her kill Tilly, and she's worried it could happen again. Back at Colony House, the body of Tilly is discovered by one of the townsfolk. Here, Elgin watches as he puts down his Polaroid camera. It's implied that the Kimono Woman used these Polaroids to guide Elgin to the root cellar where he discovered a hidden room behind this wardrobe, a room with items hundreds of years old and the corpse of a man's body long since decomposed. But here is where things get interesting. In this next shot, we see Elgin and Fatima most likely in that root cellar. This means that since last episode, Elgin made his way back to Colony House, heard about the murder, then makes his way back there to help Fatima. We'll see him with a sleeping bag and Fatima with a bag of supplies as though they're heading on a journey. Whether he knows Fatima is the killer remains to be seen, but what's clear is that some sort of spirit is guiding him with these Polaroids and wanting him to bring Fatima to the Kimono Woman. We don't know the relationship between Fatima and the Kimono Woman, but ever since the woman first appeared, theories have spread that these two are somehow connected, considering the similarity in their wardrobe. The last line we heard Elgin say to the Kimono Woman was, "Is this really where it happens?" While we don't know what he's referring to, it proves he and the Kimono Woman have had conversations we the viewer aren't privy to. It could mean some sort of ceremony takes place here, and in this final shot of the trailer, we'll see the Kimono Woman mount Fatima on this bed. Is she helping the baby, killing it, or perhaps even inhabiting the fetus? Knowing this show, I don't count anything out. Now, it's very hard to see given the quality, but is this that makeshift baby mobile Elgin crafted for Fatima hanging above the bed? Whatever is going on here seems to have something to do with the baby. I do believe Elgin thinks that what he's doing is for the greater good of the town and helping everyone escape. That's what the Kimono Woman said she'd give him in exchange for his help. However, a similar voice invaded Sarah's mind in season 1, telling her to, quote, kill the boy, which would somehow save the people. So there are red flags all over this. In the very first episode, we see Kenny and his father playing a game of chess, and I can't help but think our characters, just like chess pieces, are being positioned by 2 opposing entities, one good and one evil. And the Kimono lady definitely gives off evil vibes, especially if she was in any way involved in the death of Tilly. Kenny, Acosta, and Boyd check out the crime scene. At this point, Boyd doesn't know it was his daughter-in-law who is the murderer. In this picture, we'll see Boyd has tracked down Ellis to this shed, but by this time it looks as though Ellis has given Fatima to Elgin, and neither he nor Boyd know where they're headed. I'm also surprised Acosta is here considering her feud with Boyd last episode. She might actually prove useful at this crime scene considering her law enforcement experience. Donna also shines light that this murder is going to rile people up. People will want someone to blame, which puts Boyd in a tough position when he finds out his wife's son, who is potentially pregnant, is the killer. And some terrible punishments have been doled out for people who commit murder here. Julie has brought Ethan to the dungeon ruins. Last episode, Julie and Randall ended up here with Julie stating that she feels something at this place. It looks as though Julie initially asked Randall to come with her, but he says no. But check out this wooden carving on the table here. Boyd found one of these carvings that Randall did 2 episodes ago, and they suspiciously look like the totems outside the settlement. Here we'll see him holding the switchblade he uses to carve them. Randall is obviously not disclosing what's really going on. This location is the same one that Boyd was transported to at the end of Season 1 and where he would find Martin chained up at the beginning of Season 2. It's also where Boyd sees Randall, Julie, and Marielle chained up after they succumbed to the cicada attack. So there is something linking Julie to this place. Take a look at Ethan's sweater here. It looks nice and clean, but later we'll see him running and it's dirty. Something must happen that splits Ethan and Julie, prompting Ethan to run back to town to get help. It looks like Julie is transported into a cave that leads her to Martin's dungeon. Could this be hallucination or some sort of time travel? Who knows? But it looks as though she's haunted by those screams she's been experiencing and also notices something shocking. It could be someone chained up, as the area she's looking at is the exact area where Randall was chained up when Boyd was transported here in Season 2. And as mysterious as she came to this place, it looks as though she makes it back, almost as if someone has tied her to this tree. Finally, there's Victor. Last episode we left him at Sarah's, where he asked if he could go into her basement to see if Jasper will talk. We get these pictures, but I don't think this is Sarah's basement. This looks more like the church basement, where I think the conversation between Jasper and Christopher took place decades ago. Notice how Jasper can be seen in this picture, but not here. Maybe their journey starts at Sarah's and Victor learns something that takes him to this basement. Now I turn it over to you. What do you think will happen next episode? I want to hear your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and for more bad takes, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ThinkStoryYT. Until next time, remember, Daddy loves you very much.